Thank you. So my name is Julian Drix. I'm a resident of 93 Callis Street in Providence, Rhode Island, and wanted to disclose that I serve the City of Providence as the Vice Chair of the Environmental Sustainability Task Force and on the Harbor Management Commission. I thank the Council for being confirmed to that position through this Finance Committee. 2 minutes to go. Okay. I'm speaking to you tonight as a Providence resident and a public health expert. I have a master's in public health from Johns Hopkins and serve on the governing councilor board for the American Public Health Association, APHA. As we live through an ongoing public health emergency with COVID-19, I want to emphasize that racism and police violence are also ongoing public health emergencies. This is not personal opinion or dramatic metaphor. It's official policy position of APHA and backed up by a large body of research. In 2018, after a rigorous peer review and public hearing process, APHA adopted a policy statement declaring law enforcement violence a public health issue and laying out clear action steps for all levels of government. Defunding police and redirecting those funds to community well-being is a peer-reviewed public health recommendation. Please visit endingpoliceviolence.com to read the policy, and I'll summarize a few main points here. Policing is a threat to public health because it results in high rates of death and injury, both physical and psychological, particularly among Black people and other marginalized populations. Public health statistics help define the scope of the problem. It's not just about police brutality. Stops by police, witnessing police violence, and living in a heavily policed community all harm health. Policing also upholds racist and classist practices and policies which compound existing health inequities. There are limits to accountability because of police union contracts and legal doctrines protecting police officers. Public health approaches problems with evidence to look at what are the effective solutions to address them. Most of the proposed reforms lack evidence and actually increase police power and waste resources. Things such as community policing, training and implicit bias, and body cameras have little to no evidence of effectiveness in reducing police violence and take resources away from other things that actually would work. An effective public health approach requires a primary prevention strategy, such as decriminalizing all activities that shape the experience of marginalization, legislation that criminalizes homelessness, drug use, sex work, etc. Demilitarize law enforcement agencies. And finally, and the issue before this board, is divest from law enforcement in order to invest in social determinants of health. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic and the federal government's inability and unwillingness to provide necessary supports for families, we are now facing massive budget shortfalls. Budgets are moral documents, and in a time of widening inequities and ongoing pandemics, it is immoral to cut back on anything that supports basic needs and community well-being. On the other hand, we know that policing pulls away resources that would otherwise be available to support community well-being. Now, more than ever, is the time to defund the police in order to fill any other budget gaps the city is facing and to redirect those resources to address the root causes of the health inequities that have plagued our communities for far too long. Thank you.